What good is a prophetic blessing if it doesn't come to pass in the near future? Hi, this is Barry Phillips, a 10-minute Torah, day 5 of Yeki, and he lived. Let's go to chapter number 49, the first verse of Bereshit or Genesis. Yaakov called his sons and said, "Gather together so that I declare to you what is to befall you in the last days. Gather together and hear, you sons of Yaakov, and listen to Israel your father." What follows is a tribe by tribe pronouncement, if you will, about things that will take place, and specifically it says in the last days. The thing about the last days is that we don't know if we're in the last days until we've come to the end of the last days. Are we currently in the last days? I think so. I believe that we are. I believe that we are in the immediate time frame where we're going to see the kingdom. And indeed, our continual prayer is, Father, bring forth your kingdom come, your will be done here on earth as it is in the heavens, and in our lifetime, in our day. So, the older we get, the more urgent that prayer becomes. Father, hurry up and bring your kingdom. Yeshua said that in the last days we will be praying, even so, come quickly, Messiah. So we need to be praying along those lines. We think, well, the economy is about to get better and things are about to make a turn and it's all going to work out. There is an end to a different agenda that many of us are happy with. Well, human beings are still human beings, and human being-run governments are just that. They're just efforts of humanity. They're not perfect. That which is set apart is coming, but it's not here yet. And so while things may be better by some comparison, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good. So if you're thinking, well, I'm just going to hang on and enjoy the next ride, you may be praying for the kingdom quicker than you think. Not trying to be a doomsday prophet here, just being real. That said, when Yaakov, Israel, made these pronouncements upon his sons, most of them, it's like, oh, cool, Dad, thanks. Appreciate what you just said there. They did not realize what the pronouncements were, the prophecies were in their lifetime. And indeed, the generations that followed them in Mitzrayim during the days of servitude and slavery with harshness, maybe they were thinking along the terms of these recorded words and saying, Granddad must have been on good drugs that day because we don't know anything about what he was talking about. None of that's come to pass, not in our lifetime. So they may have just discarded it and thought it was just the babble of an old man, clearly not in his right mind. Yet Yah has allowed us to have these words to understand what's going to happen in the last days. So someone comes to you and they speak a word of prophecy to you. Yah gives you a dream. Somehow specifically he speaks to you and you have this certain decreed something about you and your life, your future. We would immediately begin to anticipate, is it coming tomorrow? And we start looking for it and looking for it and looking for it and waiting on it until our patience runs out. And then we begin to wonder, did I hear right? And maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it was a false prophet. Maybe it was not a prophetic dream. It was just something I ate. And we began to reason it out. But then there is this nagging thing about, no, this is me. Be patient. Oh, and how we cringe at the word. Be patient and wait on me. So what good does the far advanced nature of a prophetic word to us do? Why the advance notice? If for no other reason, it is to create a prophecy pocket. Now, what in the world is a prophecy pocket? It is a sphere. It is a place, a spiritual bubble, let's put it that way, that is in front of you. And it exists in a great reality. It is a sure thing. It is a real thing. But we have to walk faithfully toward that. Each step being a preparation of ourselves, an advancement of ourselves to come to the place where entering into that pocket then, into that sphere of reality, that we can actually begin to implement what it is that Yah has intended by giving that to us. So if you have a word, a prophetic dream, vision, word that is out there, and maybe you've already hung it up on the wall and said, we'll see. Prophecy is not just something we sit back and wait on to happen. Prophecy is something that we begin to work toward. So, for example, a young man is called into some form of pulpit style ministry, for example. That's what's most familiar to myself. And the word is you're going to speak before hundreds of thousands of people. And he can't get so much as a living room full to pay any attention to anything that he's got to say. Well, he may hang that up and say, well, it was just a pipe dream to begin with. There's no reality to it. Or he can do what Rav Shaul, if I can get this out, said to young Timothy, study and show yourself approved. Go ahead and write out your teachings. Go ahead and study the word. Listen to others who are speaking. Go and listen and be trained by those who are effective in how to communicate. It could be that no one's listening because you don't know how to speak well. And if you don't know how to speak well, standing before hundreds of thousands of people is not going to do you any good. There has to be some study, there has to be some prep time, there has to be some understanding, there has to be some spiritual growth and maturity. You have to run toward the pocket. You'll never get there sitting back and saying, well, it'll happen if it happens. No, Yah gives us advance notice to train us, to give us time to prepare for what is the eventuality of his will. So Yah has given to Am Israel certain promises, the coming of his kingdom. We can't just sit back and say, well, the kingdom will come when the kingdom comes. And we're waiting on world events to unfold and the anti-Messiah to rise up and do his thing before the kingdom can come. The kingdom's delay and tarrying may not be because of any world events or any collection of political maneuvers, but rather Yah is waiting on his people to grow in a place of maturity and preparation to where they can handle the kingdom when it does arrive. Well, I thought he was just going to transform us. We're going to be, in the twinkling of an eye, transformed from mortality to immortality, from corruptible flesh to incorruptible, and in all that changing stuff, we'll be retuned in our brains and spirits, and he'll just fix everything that is wrong. We'll be suddenly re-equipped, and we'll know fluent Hebrew. I don't know that that's going to be the case, because I don't know anybody that has gone through that twinkling of an eye experience yet. So it might be that the kingdom is waiting on you and me to get our stuff together. Shabbat shalom to you. May you be encouraged. May you be lifted up. May the presence of the King abide with you as you enter into this set-apart day. May his favor rest upon you. And if I may I ask that if you have not yet subscribed, that you do so, that you like videos, and that you share in your social media. It really does help to enable us to become much more effective in what we're trying to do. May God bless you. Until next week, Shabbat Shalom.